look like you playing me. This is safe to be thinking that you could ever get over on me. I'm a rebel to this game, so ain't no rules to be binding me. Y'all a felon in this industry. Y'all misdemeanors, tell me smart, I'm new one.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is your man, Next Icon. This is the ICON Chronicles, and I am back in effect on this Monday evening. Today is Monday, March 28th, 2022, and we are about to get this thing started. You feel me? So, for those that are unaware, Next Icon, as always, is no excuses. I can overcome negativity. And with the things that are going on in this world today, that is most definitely the mind state that we need to have. Um, so we're gonna go ahead and get rolling into this. We're gonna start off with I wanted to remind everybody in 2 days, March 30th, which is on Wednesday, my new single will be released called Stay. It will be released on DistroKid and it will be released amongst all of the music websites. Be sure that you check that out. You can also check out my spoken word piece, No Hesitation. In the process of trying to put together another one. So that should be coming up pretty soon. But do check out No Hesitation. And on the 30th, check out Stay. Keep in mind as well, Next Icon Radio is on the verge of making a return to the airwaves. And I am looking for artists, poets, comedians of all genres that would love to be featured on Next Icon Radio. All you have to do is to submit your information to Next Icon Radio. That's all one word, NEXTICON Next Icon Radio at gmail.com. And there is going to be a small fee for operating Next Icon Radio. Trust me, I'm not trying to break anybody because there is a reason that we are called starving artists. But there is a fee of $5 per song to be included on Next Icon Radio. And again, you will not be turned down no matter who you are. Why? Because as a DJ, my job is to play the music, not to decide if it's good, not to decide if it sucks, but to play the music and to let the audience determine if they like it or not. That is the job of a DJ, at least from my perspective and the way that I feel about it. Now, there may be some that disagree. You are more than entitled to your opinion, but that is my opinion that the job of a DJ is simply to play the music and let the audience decide what is a hit and what is not. Um, for those that cannot watch the Icon Chronicles, as many of you may know, that we are broadcasting on StreamYard, YouTube channel under the Icon Chronicles, and on Facebook on the Icon Chronicles podcast. You can tune in and watch me live on any of those. Or if you cannot watch me, you can go to Anchor or Spotify, type in the Icon Chronicles, and you can listen to the words that I speak if you can't watch me. So either way it goes, you are covered visually in audio in audio, if that's a word. If it's not, I just created it. So um if you want to call in, again, the show is on Monday nights at 8 o'clock. The call-in number is 470-251-9886. So feel free if you want to call in or if you have anything to say about any of the topics that I have talked about on here. They are all open to your opinion. You can agree, you can disagree. That's completely up to you. But your opinion is always welcome. So, with that being said, I've gone a couple other things. TBC cleaning services. Do not just make a choice, make the best choice. If you are looking for someone to clean out your eviction property, your foreclosure property, if you have an attic, a basement, a garage that is in need of cleaning, you can reach out to TBC Cleaning They are locally based right here in Atlanta. The number that you can reach them is 404 919 3671. Again, that is TBC cleaning. And again, don't just make a choice, make the best choice. So tonight, again, this is your man Next Icon, and we are live right here in Atlanta, Georgia on this Monday. And I'm going to repeat this again for those that are unaware. That Next Icon is an acronym for No Excuses. I Can Overcome Negativity. And tonight's topic is creating peace or creating havoc. And this is either in the workplace, this is in family, this is with your friends, this is in your relationship, but this is more, you can take it and focus it in whichever area that you choose to focus it in. But there are so many people that get involved in relationships or take a job that they haven't really researched or make new friends or acquaintances that they're really not 100% sure about, and they expect in relationships, they expect these people to bring peace into their world. On the job, you expect it to be the perfect job. With your friends, you expect them to be the perfect friend, and somewhere along the line, those three do not manage to meet your expectations. If you tuned in last week, that was one of the conversations, was expectations versus appreciation. So, but you cannot expect someone to be able to bring peace to a person whose world and life is full of chaos and drama. In order for that to happen, that person that is in that mix needs to step out of it. And a lot of us, we have opinions, we try to get involved, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But the truth of the matter is that you can be as tired for a person's situation as much as you want, but until that person is sick and tired of being sick and tired of the same thing and trying to get a different result, you are pretty much spinning your wheels. But again, everyone is entitled to their opinion. I have mine, you may have yours. Now, in the realm of relationships and jobs, when you take a new job, they put you on a 90-day probation to see how you work out, see if you're a right fit for them, which also gives you 90 days to see if you like the job and see if you feel that you're a perfect fit. And if not, then both parties go their separate ways, usually amicably. Sometimes in this day and age, we have people that cannot take losing a job without losing their minds. But again, that's a different story for a different day. Um, in relationships, there has been so much talk of requirements and deadlines. Steve Harvey had a thing where he was telling women that before you have sex with a man, to make him wait 90 days. And if he can wait that 90 days, then you can do with him what you will. But the loophole to that is that most, well, not most, but some men that are trying to follow that are only following it for their selfish gain. They will wait to that 91st day, do what they want to do, and then they are on to the next thing, and the woman is left out in the cold. Um, but there's the 90-day rule for sex. There is a new thing that people that I'm not sure if it was the men that came up with this, but then there came the 90-day rule for spending money on your mate, whether it's a man or a woman, waiting 90 days before you spend money. So on my end, excuse me, they've talked about the sex issue, they've talked about the money issue, but they have not talked about the full aspect of the relationship avenue. So, in my opinion, I think that there should be a 30-day period. in a relationship. You can do 60 days, you can do 90 days, whichever one that you feel is more comfortable for you. But I think that at a minimum, that people should be in a relationship at least 30 days. Why do I say 30 days? Because that 30 days gives you that time to figure out if this is what you want to do, if this is where you want to be, if this is what you want to pursue. Again, some people may need 60 days. Some people may need 90 days. Some people may need 120 days. That's completely up to you. But at a minimum, I think that two people should wait 30 days. That 30 days is, to me, extremely crucial. Why is the 30 days crucial? Because just like when a woman has a baby, it's imperative that there is a certain amount of time that once they cut the umbilical cord and they get that child cleaned up, that they give it to the mother so that there's that mother-child bond that starts immediately. The same thing should also apply as it does with the 90-day rule with your job. It should apply in relationships for at least a minimum of 30 days. Why? Because to me, that 30 days is the most crucial, because that is the time where you are starting a brand new relationship and you're getting to know each other. And what you put into it within that 30 days determines the course of the relationship for the next 30 days, for the next 60 days, for the next year. Now, one of my things that I do, well, one of the messages that I put out in my Toastmasters group is that you get out what you put in. If you don't put anything into Toastmasters by, again, participating in the different events that we have during the meetings, if you don't sign up for a speech, if you don't participate in table topics, but you've paid your membership dues, then you've basically thrown away money just to say that you are in Toastmasters. That does not get you anything, because the whole point of Toastmasters is for you to learn more confidence, to speak freely, to be able to present yourself in a professional manner without a lot of stuttering, without a lot of uhs and ahs and wells and so's, and that you can speak to a person coherently. That's the whole purpose of Toastmasters. This perception in my mind should apply to relationships, because that 30 days is crucial. And if you don't put anything into it within that 30 days, then you can't expect to get anything out of it after that 30 days. Now, people get into these relationships and they get into these jobs and they think that that's it. You got this job, this dream job that you've been wanting. You got it. You put in your resume. You passed all the interviews. You passed the drug test. You filled out all the paperwork. Now you're in, and you think that that's all that you got to do. No, you have to work. You have to put in work. You have to do the job that they hired you to do in order to get the paycheck at the end of the week or at the end of 2 weeks. There's something that you have to do to keep that job going. If you stay with that job, you stay with it because you've been in there in that time and you've learned the job and you learned that you like that job and this is what you want to do. So that 90 days passes by fast because this is what you wanted. But if you just take the job for the sole sake of just having a job and you're not putting any effort into it, trust me, that 90 days is going to seem long. That 90 days is going to seem tedious. That 90 days is going to seem like a lifetime that you're wasting. This is the same thing in a relationship. If you do not put anything into it, you cannot expect to get anything out of it. Now, people may think that I'm crazy for saying this, maybe because it's different, maybe to hear a man speak on something like this, because it's usually women, I guess, that have that has this mind state about relationships. But trust me, men go into relationships with certain expectations as well as women do. But people keep forgetting that the whole point of the relationship is that the relationship needs work. Just like that newborn baby, this relationship is your baby. And if you don't put anything into your child, you're not going to get anything out of your child. If you don't nurture that relationship, if you just in a relationship just to be in a relationship, that's not benefiting anybody. Just like if you get this job and you just in there to just do the most minimum amount of work that you can do just to get by, that's not helping your coworkers. That's not helping your supervisor. That's not helping his supervisor. That's not helping the company. We all know somebody that we look at them and we wonder, why are you still here? Why do you still have a job? Because every time I see you, you sleeping, you dipping off somewhere, you on your phone, you always got you taking in an 8-hour day, you taking 15 bathroom breaks or 25 cigarette breaks. Why are you still here? This same metaphor applies to relationships because if there's no time vested into it, eventually one or both people start wondering, why am I here? What am I doing? Where is this going? People have these jaded expectations of man's obligation to women and women's obligation to man. Some men still think that women should be in the kitchen barefoot and pregnant and basically bowing down to them, cooking their food, washing their clothes, all of the things that women used to do way back in the day, before women's lib and all of that. This is not those times. Women are working. Some of these women are making more money than men, which is also causing some men to have issues of inadequacy because a woman is making more money than them, but you in a relationship together. So that absolutely makes no sense because if she's working and you working and y'all working together, then it's not a matter of who's making more money. It's a matter of you both have money. That may sound crazy, but that's the reality of the situation. So I don't understand the thing of men being threatened by a woman that makes more money than them and you're in a relationship. Why does it matter? Women expect men to do everything else. I know I'm just being funny, but they expect men to cater to them, to baby them, to spoil them. And neither one is right or wrong. But the thing is, as a man, if this is what you want the woman to do, if you want her to wash your clothes and you want her to make sure that you fed every day and you want to make sure that you're taken care of, what are you giving her to make her feel that you're worth what it is that you're looking to get? Women, same question. If you want all of the A, B, and C from this man, what are you doing to prove? Well, not to say prove is too hard of a word. We shouldn't be having to prove anything, but what are you doing to show that what it is that you want, he's going to want to do willingly? Because see, when both of you have these expectations and neither one is met, then you have problems, then you have chaos, then you have drama, then you have arguments, and then one person is sleeping on the couch, one person is sleeping in a hotel, one person is at their mama house because nobody's communicating. Everybody is just expecting that because we in this relationship that everything is peachy. You ain't got to do nothing else. I got this woman, I ain't got to do nothing else. I got a woman, I got a man now, I ain't got to do nothing else. No. Just like your job, a relationship requires work. It requires input. It requires communication. This whole thing, this whole thing of I lost my train of thought. But this whole thing of expectations is a waste of time. Oh, I know what my thought was. This thing of, and don't get me wrong, I love technology. If anybody that knows me, they know that I'm an electronics geek. I love my electronics, but they don't dominate me. And even though people are physically in a relationship, they're not in the relationship because they're not communicating, because everything that they do is on their phone. They don't want to have an argument, so they text. They don't want to have an open communication and open dialogue to discuss their problems. They want to text from one room to the next, which is crazy to me when you're in the kitchen and you texting your man or your woman who's in the bedroom instead of just getting up and going in the bedroom, or her or him just getting up and coming in the kitchen, and you sit down at the table and having a conversation. See, everybody wants to be like we have all of these phones that text and everything and do all this, and now everybody is hard. Everybody got some heart now because you ain't got to be in anybody's face to say what you got to say. And if somebody says something that you don't like, then you block them. That solves nothing. There's absolutely nothing. But if you had done your research, like I said, just like Steve Harvey said that there should be a 90-day rule for sex, and somebody came up with this crazy idea that there should be a 90-day rule before spending money on each other, there should be at least a minimum 30 days in a relationship to see where it is. Now, if you start this 30 days and out of them 30 days, you AWOL 15 of them days out of that relationship, that should tell you where that relationship is about to go. Because obviously your attention is elsewhere instead of in this relationship, but then you're complaining because the relationship isn't going the way that you want. Why? Because you would rather be someplace else that is not conducive to your relationship. This is where the chaos and the drama comes in, because a lot of us are still stuck. Even at the now, and please understand, it ain't just the teenagers, y'all. It ain't just the teenagers. It ain't just the 20-year-olds. It ain't the 30-year-olds. It's the 40-year-olds and the 50-year-olds and the 60-year-olds that still think that they teenagers, 20s and 30s, still out here trying to fight and trying to prove that they the man or prove that they the woman, and arguing over this and over that with somebody that, number one, that you ain't even bothering with no more. Why does it matter? At the age that we are now, there shouldn't be any chaos. There shouldn't be any drama. But some people can't let it go because that's the world that they came from. That's the world that they adjusted to. That's the world that they can't let go of. But there was a song, it's a gospel song called Straddling the Fence. And this is what a lot of people are doing in these relationships. They're straddling the fence. Just in case the relationship don't go right, they're keeping that other foot on the other side of the fence, that comfort zone, so they can go back to their world of chaos and disorder in case things don't go right and the peace is not what they were looking for over here doesn't work. You can't straddle the fence. Trust me. You can't straddle the fence in any facet of life. I've tried it. I'm not the only one that's tried it. I was a street nigga. I was a street nigga and I was a husband. I was trying to be a husband and a father during the daytime and a nigga running the streets with my boys at nighttime. And in my world, in my mind, there was no way that them worlds could come together because it was like day and night. There's no way that my day world would cross into my night world, because when I came home, I was with my wife and I was with my son and everything was good. But if my niggas called because there's an issue or they want to go out, then my ass is jumping up and I'm jumping in the car and I'm going till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, one night, my street life crashed into my daytime life. When you try and straddle the fence, what ends up happening is that the world makes a choice for you that you refuse to make. You either going to be on the left side of the line or you're going to be on the right side of the line. But you can't play both sides. And if you continue to play both sides, eventually Life will make a decision for you. And it may not be the decision that you want, but it's going to be the decision that's going to be made for you because you refuse to make one for yourself. Now, we all love to walk around here talking about, I'm grown. I'm a woman. I'm a man. I can do whatever I want to do. This is well and true. You can do whatever you want to do because you're grown. But life has a way of snapping that reality back to your face. That's why so many people now are still posting on Facebook, I don't want to be an adult no more. Can I see the manager? Because this adulting thing was not what we thought it was going to be when we got here. Now, in relationships, men and women are supposed to create peace for each other, which means there's no outside influences, no outside forces, no he say, she say, nobody trying to break you up. Because if you're the one that, again, that 30 days creates that bond between you and your man, you and your woman. That 30 days, that minimum 30 days establishes that bond. It makes that connection. And once that bond and that connection is made, there should be nobody that could come in between that and break that up. But if you don't have that connection, if you don't have that bond, if you ain't took that 30 days and invested the full 30 days into the start of that relationship, he say, she say, gonna walk right in. Chaos, gonna walk right in. Drama, gonna walk right in. Why? Because you invited it. The only committee says it takes a year. Like I said, my thoughts is at least a minimum of 30 days. Everybody's relationship is different. Some people click just like that. It is what it is. But there's some of us that are still carrying baggage from our past that we won't let go. We can't let go and we won't let go. And you drag that in and you expecting this other person to make it go away. You expecting this other person to fix it. That's not our position. That's not my position as a man. That's not a woman's position as a woman to erase your past away. Those are things that we have to put to bed ourselves. Now, my thing is this thing called forgiveness. And the forgiveness is not for the other person. It's not for the person that dogged you. It's not for the person that's wronged you. It's not for the person that cheated on you. It's not for the person that beat you down. It's not for the person that left you. The forgiveness is for yourself, because most of the people that have done you wrong, they live in their life. They're not apologizing for what they did. They're not thinking about apologizing for what they did, because they're going on to something else, to somebody else, and they probably still doing the exact same thing that they did to you. They're in a cycle. They're on a pattern that they're not going to break. But as long as you hold on to that past, as long as you refuse to let it go, as long as you keep dragging it with you from relationship to relationship, that's your demon that you carrying. The other person don't care. You have to, the forgiveness is for yourself so that you can let go of your past, put it to rest, and move on. Bring that other leg over to the other side of the fence. Like, if you think that you're the only person that's worried about what's going to happen in the relationship that you in, there's two people in a relationship last time I checked. So you're not the only person that's having these thoughts. You're not the only person that has these feelings. But if you're not investing any time in your relationship, that's why I said that 30 days, to me, that first 30 days is crucial, because it gives you something to work on. But if you're gone more in that 30 days than you are trying to put work into that relationship, what do you think is going to happen? Like everybody says, "Oh, I want to be married 30 years, 40 years, like everybody else." Okay, the people that have made it 30 years, the people that have made it 40 years, the people that have made it 80 years, you think that they didn't go through hell and high water to get to that point? But the thing is that they stuck it out. They worked it out. Somebody had to compromise. Both people had to compromise. Both people had to give in. That's why they still together. Y'all folks nowadays, you get into a relationship, and the minute that it don't go right, you run. You run like you a track star. But I got news for you. Once you start running, you're gonna always be running. And ain't nobody finna try and keep chasing nobody that wants to run. Ain't no man finna keep chasing some woman that every time things get hectic, she wanna run. I damn sure ain't finna be chasing no woman that don't want to be caught. Back to the technology issue. Don't text me for something that you can come and tell me. And the time that it takes for you to text me that you mad at me or whatever it is, you could have called me. We could have had a verbal conversation. You could have came up to me and in person and talked to me. But everybody wants to be a technological thug. Y'all want to be bullies on a cell phone. You got all the heart in the world. You mad and you got all of this that you got to say, and you thugging and you hardcore on the phone. That means nothing to a nigga that understands the ways. That means nothing to those of us that come from a world where you actually came face to face with somebody. And yo, I got a problem with you, man. We need to settle this. Ain't nobody calling nobody on the phone. The bullies that I knew, they didn't text you no message, bruh. Sister, ain't no bully text you. Bullies met you on the street corner. They met you at the bus stop. They met you at school. They met you on the playground. They met you on the block somewhere. Did nobody send no message? Text me like you mad. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you flat out. I'm not getting. I'm not understanding what you're trying to say to me. All I see is a bunch of words on my screen. It doesn't mean nothing. I mean, anybody could type anything. I'm not understanding what you're trying with the feelings that you're trying to convey to me. I will tell you that in a heartbeat. Because I come from a verbal communicator world, not hiding behind a text message and trying to be hard. That ain't hard. That's not solving your problem. People are so used to this, to being in chaos and drama, that they think that everything is supposed to be like that. It, if that's what you're used to, that's what you're used to. But everybody ain't used to it. Everybody ain't with that. Again, at this age that we supposed to be peaceful. We supposed to be chilling. Now, don't get it twisted. Don't think that I can't flip the switch. But most of the people that I know, we all the same way. We cool, we calm, and we collected right now because we trying to handle our business. We trying to conduct business. We trying to run a business. We trying to be professional. But don't think that that the black in us ain't gonna come out in a certain situation. But people get it twisted. You know, uh, you know, you mad at your man, you mad at your woman, and instead of going in there, hey, can we talk? You texting, pushing all of these buttons, you typing a full novel on your phone for something that you could have called and said in 3 minutes. Again, you text me a book, I ain't reading the book. I'm coming to you. What you want? Don't text me. Talk to me. What is it that you're trying to say? Dialogue can go either way, depending on how you come at people. It can either create peace or it can create havoc. But if you're trying to create peace, you have to take the necessary steps to create that peace. But again, if you don't have that connection, if you don't have that bond with your mate, it's going to be hard to do that. In every day, in every conversation, it gonna seem like a confrontation. Every conversation is gonna seem like you on the battlefield. Some of these people that are in this world of chaos and drama, they are also the ones that created it. They create the chaos, they create the drama, and then they turn around and they bring that drama home, and then they try and play the victim. Some of us take the bait. We let ourselves get amped up and we finna go handle some business, and then we get all the way over there to find out what was going on in this drama that was going on that you done heard about, and come to find out that the person, the ringleader of the drama and the chaos, is the person that came home to you with it. You can't be peaceful if you walk around with chaos and drama, or if you stay in an environment that's full of chaos and drama. You can't. There's no way that you're going to find peace. You have to take yourself out of the situation entirely. Like, you can't take yourself out for a couple days and then go back and then see if everything is cool. No. Again, you have to be sick and tired though of being sick and tired of the drama and the chaos. And if you're not at that point, especially at this point, at this time in your life, if you are not at that point, then you're probably never going to get to that point. And that's just being real. That's just being real. That's just being honest. Just like you put the 90 days into your job to see if this job is for you, to see if you want to stay here, to see if this is the job that you really want. You have to have that same mentality going into a relationship. There has to be a time frame. If there's 90 days before you have sex, if there's 90 days before you spend money, there should be, again, at least 30 days to decide if this is what you want. Now, again, the only committee says it takes a year. Some of us, it might. Again, everybody's situation is different, which is why I said, in my opinion, a minimum of 30 days. But again, if you're missing or not investing in your relationship fully in that 30 days, then what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. Billy Preston had a song back in the day called "Nothing from Nothing Leaves Nothing." And that's exactly what you get if you're not putting anything into your relationship or into your job or into your projects or into your goal, into your dream. If you're not putting anything into those, you're not in a position to have any expectations to get anything out of it. Anything that you want requires work. I got Chad Whitmire. We're going to be filming in Gainesville, Florida, the Malcolm series next weekend. Do you think that Chad just sits there and, okay, we're just gonna do this? You think he's not working behind the scenes to try and get everything ready? You think that he's just 100% just relying on the goodwill of people? The only committee, always working on a project, always. Go to his site on Facebook. Type in the Oni Committee, ONI, the Oni Committee, and check out some of his projects. He's not just sitting around waiting for it to happen. He's putting work in. And because he's putting work in, he gets something out of what he puts in. Chad, whatever he puts in, he's getting something out of what he puts in. Whatever you want in this world that you want to have or that you feel that you're entitled to, you have to earn it. You have to work for it. I have to work for this. This show that I do every Monday, I have to work to get this thing together. I work a full-time job in the day, Monday through Friday. I work 9 to 6. And on Mondays from 8 to 9, I do this show. And I'll be tired sometimes. There's some days that I don't do the show because I gotta go film, or I gotta go to a rehearsal, or I gotta go to an audition, or I'm in the studio recording a new song. All of this stuff requires work, but the work pays off. I'm not just sitting around waiting for something to happen. You can't sit around and wait for the perfect job. You can't sit around and wait for the perfect relationship. You can't sit around and wait for the perfect friend because nothing perfect exists. Even your friends require work. Because if you don't put in work to keep that friend, then y'all not friends no more. You grow apart, you get distant, and everybody goes on their own separate ways. Welcome to the real world. By the same token, if you keep coming around a person and everything about you is dramatic and everything is chaos, and this was you was here and this was going on here and this was going on here and this was going on here, and you keep going back to it, eventually that's what the final determination is going to be. That's where you want to be, and that's where you're going to get left. Because again, you cannot straddle the fence. You have to choose a side. Now people get mad when you can't make me make a choice. I'm like that sometimes. Don't give me an either or decision because you ain't gonna like my decision because I don't like either or decisions. A lot of people are like that. But there's gonna come a time that you're gonna have to make an either or decision, and that whatever decision that you choose to make is gonna be the one that you're gonna have to live with. That's the one that you're gonna have to accept the consequences for, whether it's good or whether it's bad. If you want to create peace, then that peace has to come from you. I can't bring you peace. Can't nobody bring me peace. I have to bring that. I have to find that within myself and make that project out in order to attract the peace that I want. But again, requires work, requires commitment, requires dedication. And a lot of y'all these days don't have it. A lot of y'all still out here just winging it and hoping and praying for the best. Like you ain't got to do nothing else. And then you wonder why you going through the hardships and the trials and the tribulations that you're going through. Again, I've said this before. These are tests because you put something into the universe, and this universe is going to test you for what you say that you wanted. And nobody is exempt from this. Again, Chad and the Oni Committee, Mr. Joe Black. How many trials and tribulations that they have to go through to get to where they are? Nothing in this world that you want is easy. And if you think it is, or somebody tried to pump your mind up to thinking that it is, they lied to you. The straddling the fence is a nowhere. It's a dead end road. Either you want it or you don't. And if you don't want it, then you're wasting people's time. But you can't put it out into the universe that you want something and think that it's just going to come to you and it's just going to be handed to you on a silver platter. It don't work like that. Now, I've been doing this music thing and this acting thing for a while, and I can tell you that it's not easy. What Joe goes through, what Chad goes through, it's not easy. But they're dedicated to the craft. They're committed to the projects that they're doing. And they're not walking, they're not straddling any fences. They chose a side, they accepted the consequences of the choices that they made, and that's what they rolled with. Now, is every decision perfect? No. Is every decision going to be the right one? No. But they picked a side, and that's what they went with. I picked a side. That's what I went with. In my early life, when my street life crashed with my day life, it's because I refused to make a choice. I was trying to live two lives and believing that I could keep them separate. Reality kicked in and said, it's not going to happen. Since you're not going to pick a side, we're going to pick a side for you. We live in a world, in a day and a time now where everybody is about self. They're about what they can get at the expense of everyone else, and they don't care. They don't give a damn about the next person. They will step all over you and make it your fault. All in the sense of self gratification. But then they want peace. You don't get anywhere doing for yourself. And nobody here really is doing anything by themselves, because anything that we've done always somewhere along the way involves somebody else. Whether it's your man, whether it's your woman, somebody else is in the mix. You're not doing it by yourself. Ain't none of us out here doing anything by ourselves. I can't be an actor without Chad and without people like Chad and people like the Honor Committee. I can't be an actor without them writing the scripts, without them doing the directing and putting the camera crew together and the locations and all of this. Can't be an actor. I had to pick a side of the line to walk on. Do I want to do this or do I not want to do it? Even though I fell into the acting by accident, but I'm still here and I'm still doing it. My relationships, I take serious. Why? Because ain't nobody trying to bounce around. Ain't nobody ain't nobody trying to bounce from this person to that person, this person to that person. Number one, it's too carry. Number one, we in a pandemic. Two, we got too many other things out here that once you get it, it ain't going nowhere. But I understand the concept of how relationships work. And it's not that I'm going into it like I know everything, because I don't, but I've paid attention to the lessons that I learned along the way. And a lot of people are not paying attention to the lessons. They bitching, they whining, they pissing and moaning about this and that went bad and that went bad. Yo, everybody plays a part in their misery. Everybody plays a part in their own drama. Everybody plays a part in their own chaos. But until you recognize your part in it, You're always going to be in the middle of drama. You're always going to have chaos. You're never going to have any peace because that the havoc and the drama can't get to you if you don't allow it. It can't disrupt your way of life if you don't open the door and let it in. But a lot of y'all are scared to lose these people on that side of the line because y'all cool, y'all friends, y'all family, y'all this and y'all that, y'all play cousins and this and that. Yo, I can be your play cousin from around the corner. I can be your play cousin, your play brother from across town. But if they was really true to you, if they were really true play brother, play cousin, if they were really true family, true friends, true whatever, they wouldn't even allow you to be in the middle of that chaos. They wouldn't drag you into it and they wouldn't let you bring it home. That's what loyalty is. That's what true love is. Look at the circle that you in. If your circle is not helping you grow, if they're not helping you build, if they're not helping you raise up out of your circumstances, then you are in a cage. And those are your owners. And they let you out that cage whenever they feel like it because you ain't standing up and being man enough or woman enough to step out that cage yourself and say, I've had enough of this nonsense and this craziness and I'm going on my own way. You still walking around like a follower when you need to be a leader. Even peace has to be fought for. Is it worth the fight to you? Or is it just easier to just lay down and bow down to all of this stuff that's going on and continue to play the victim? Again, we love to say that we grown. If you grown, be grown. That means that you understand that you have an option, that you don't have to stay in all of that, that you don't have to bring all of that home. That's why you have people that put up these little signs, leave all that anger and misery outside the door. Because they don't want it. And if you bring it, they quick to escort you right back out the same door you came in. Stop looking at the world for your chaos and drama. Because the centerpiece of the chaos and the drama that you in the middle of and that you keep bringing home, the centerpiece of all of that is the reflection in the mirror. Your relationship is not working because you're not investing the time and the energy that you need to put into it. So you can't expect to get anything out of it because you're taking all that time and that energy and the effort and you put it into something that is getting you nowhere. Nothing. And most of them people that are keeping you in that, that's exactly where they want you. Because as long as they keep you in the middle of chaos, as long as they keep you in the middle of drama, you have no time to think. You have no quiet space to clear your mind. Your blood pressure gonna always be up. You're always gonna have some kind of headache, some kind of sickness, some kind of something because you don't have the time to focus on you. Be grown. Get up and walk away. But again, that has to come from you. Until you sick and tired of being sick and tired, ain't nobody else gonna be sick and tired. Especially if it's not affecting them. That's your issue. That's your problem. That's your chaos. That's your drama. Figure it out. Deal with it. But don't bring it home. Again, You cannot straddle the fence in this world. Whatever it is that you say that you want, you have to be willing to fight for it. Tupac had a saying, and I forget the name of the song. Um, I can't think of the name of the song, but he said, "My mama told me that if you can't find something to live for, you best find something to die for." Is the chaos and the drama in your life worth dying for? Is the chaos and the drama that's in your life worth fighting for? Is it worth fighting for? Is it worth dying for? Your relationship, is it worth fighting for? Is it worth dying for? Your job, your goals, your dreams, are they worth dying for? Are they worth fighting for? You're the only person that can make that determination. You're the only person that can make that decision. But you can't play both sides of the line, yo. Because eventually, that fence that you're straddling on, your leg gonna get caught in it and you're gonna trip. And you're gonna fall on one side of that line. And you better hope that you fall on the right side of it. If not, choose to accept the consequences of wherever you land. Now, I didn't get to be next icon because I've always been peaceful. I didn't get to be next icon because I was always amicably agreeable to people. I got to be next icon because I went through a whole bunch of stuff that I had to walk myself out of. I had to choose a side of the line. And I chose to stand by that line. And if you can't walk that line with me, then yo, enjoy yourself on the other side. Because that's where you'll be. Because I'm not trying to stay in one place. I'm trying to raise up. And these folks that I deal with, the reason why I got so much love for them is because they on a whole nother level. And because they on that level, that pushes me to raise my level up. I ain't got time for the chaos and the drama. So yo, straight up. I got Chad on here. I got the only committee on here. Yo, I got mad love for these two folks, man. Because they make me grind. And they bring out the best in me where people on the other side used to bring the worst side of me. And if y'all think that for 1 minute that I'm gonna slip up and let y'all take me up out of that realm for y'all craziness, y'all got another thing coming. Because the side of the line that I'm on, I love it over there. Your best bet would be to join me on that side of the line. But again, if you don't want to change your life, you don't want to raise your level, keep doing what you're doing. It's easy to accept uncomfortability. Well, maybe it's the wrong word. It's easy to accept comfortability. Growth means that you got to be uncomfortable. Raising to a new level means that you got to be uncomfortable. It is a saying that new levels bring new devils. And if you ain't ready to fight them devils, stay where you at. And this is your man, Next Icon. That's my take on creating peace and creating havoc. I'm all about creating peace. But don't think that it can't flip. But that's a can that you don't want to open up, trust me. Because I like it on the side of the line that I'm on. I like that world. Which side of the line are you on? Are you on the line for creating peace? Or are you on the line for creating drama? Because the final decision, as always, on whatever you choose to do, is yours. This your man, next Icon, and I am out of here till next Monday. Don't know what I'm going to do next Monday, but I'll figure it out between now and then. But yo, seek peace, y'all. Look in the reflection and realize that you deserve more and that you deserve better for yourself before anybody else. Be the peace that you seek and let the drama and chaos walk. Yo, I'm out of here till next week. Y'all have a good one. On the committee, Mr. Chad, Rick Whitmire. I got to say your name slow, man. I don't know why, but for some reason, every time I try to say your name, I screw it. So I got to say your name slow. But yo, much love to both of y'all, man. Chad, I will see you on Sunday. Well, I won't see you on Sunday. Detective Harrelson will see you on Sunday, 11 a.m. On the committee, yo, whenever you got another project that you got me in line for, yo, I'm ready when you ready. Yo, y'all have a good week. Enjoy y'all weekends. Stay out of trouble. Stay peaceful. Stay creative. Go for your goals. Go for your dreams and make it count. I'm out of here like last year, y'all. Peace.
These niggas wanna play with me, thinking they playing